Good morning and welcome to Practice Awakening. Ed Conley here, and I give talks on practicing awakening through movies, everyday situations, your situations, my situations, whatever the world gives. You can practice awakening and the cessation of suffering. So we're looking at Avatar this morning, and Avatar, I just saw Avatar 3, and it's a radical movie about a war between the great mother and the father, the patriarchy or the matriarchy. These are two fundamental ways of looking at life that are coming to a head in America today. The war between worlds, a war between gods, a war between the way of knowing reality. Let's look. Okay, I just saw Avatar 3, and the Avatar that I love and write about, which has been ever since I saw the movie the first time, is Avatar 1. Avatar 1 is the turkey. Avatar 2 and 3 are just leftovers of spectacle. But the core, the Zen cone, the contradiction, the twist, the awakening is in Avatar 1. And there are climactic moments in Avatar, all three of them, and that is when the world is at war and the Great Mother comes to the rescue. The Great Mother, and she comes to restore balance, not to pick sides, but to restore balance. The Great Mother is like the mother in the family who who restores balance to the children, but doesn't choose anyone as special, doesn't pick sides. And not picking sides is a fundamental different way of looking at reality. Before the patriarchal religion of the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, these are patriarchal religions. They all worship God as Father, as the warrior, as the one who comes to remove the evil and to restore balance by picking a side. See, the Father God restores balance by getting rid of the bad and keeping the good. The mother doesn't get rid of the bad. She restores balance between the good and the bad. This is a fundamental different way of looking at your life, you see. So let's look at it. When you in your kitchen, when you're having a fight with your wife or your husband, this is a conflict of good and bad. I'm good, she's bad. Or the other, it's like a teeter-totter. You know, like a teeter-totter, like this. I'm good, she's bad. No, he's bad, I'm good. And this is relationship. Relationship is a duality, and a teeter-totter is a good metaphor, because kids love a teeter-totter because it's absurd. You go back and forth. You say, I'm up because he's down. And this is America. Trump is up, the MAGA is up because the left is down. And then, but the other side is like this, you see. The left is up because Trump is down. So now we're caught in a teeter-totter, in a war of the teeter-totter, you see. And we don't see the war from the park bench. Now, who sits on the park bench of the playground? Now, who sits on the park bench? But the mother. The mother sits on the park bench and watches her children play on the teeter-totter. So this is a metaphor for the Great Mother. She doesn't pick one side of the teeter-totter. So in Avatar, of course, the teeter-totter is divided into the humans are up and the Navi's down, and the Navi want to get up and the humans are down. So like this, you see. So there is a moment in Avatar when this is in all three of them. I've seen all three now, and this is when the Navi are losing. The Navi, Pandora is losing, and the humans are winning because they have machines. They have machines, you see. And so the humans are, so the mother, nature, always comes to restore balance, and suddenly the whales rise up, or the dinosaurs, or whatever these big animals are, the hippopotamuses and the elephants, and they all rise up, just like in Tarzan, and they all rise up and restore balance. And the teeter-totter restores balance, you see. Restores balance. So a lot of our movies are, I just remembered Tarzan. If you recall Tarzan, when he always got in a fix, he would go, oh, and he would call nature, and the jungle would rise up, and all the animals would come and defeat the enemy. But this matriarchy is rising in America, and the patriarchy is angry. The father gods are angry. The male gods, the warrior gods, are angry, you see, because these women, the mother, is trying to restore balance, you see. And this happened in the 60s. In the 50s, everything was in balance because the male god was dominant. But then suddenly in the 60s, women got power, and suddenly women were in the dance. Suddenly women were rising up and claiming their right to to share power with the male. And this has created the situation we're in now. So Avatar is really about America right now, looking at it from a mythological point of view, with a wide angle, you see. Ever since the 50s, the Great Mother has been rising. And in the Great Mother, all the children are equal. The black children, the gay children, the LBG, all the disabled, the dismissed and the disgruntled, all children are equal. She restores balance. This is liberalism. But there's always a conflict with the patriarch, with the father god, who chooses sides because, and both sides are valid, you see. Both sides are valid, but they're incompatible unless we discover Avatar. So Avatar is about discovering balance between the patriarch and the matriarch. And Jake Sully demonstrates this balance by being both. Jake Sully, as the Avatar, embodies both the human and the Navi. He's a Buddha. He is a balance between the humans and the Navi, the two ways of looking at the world: the objective way, the machine way, and the sensitive, intuitive inner way. Female, male, male, female. You see, so Avatar is about restoring balance between these two ways of knowing, both of which are valid, but when you put them in the same kitchen, when you put them in the same family, in the same society, there's a conflict. There's a teeter-totter. And that's where America is right now, in the teeter-totter between the patriarchs and the matriarchs, the father and the mother. In other words, America's going through a divorce and a reunion, both at the same time. Anyway, thanks for dropping in. My talks are a little helter-skelter because I don't make this up. I don't write it down first to make sure I'm correct and everything. It's spontaneous, and I'm practicing awakening as I talk to you. So when I talk to you, I'm practicing awakening to ideas I didn't have before. I discover them when I'm talking to you. That's what practice awakening is, a discovery. So share my talks. Let's kick this down the road. Practicing awakening is a ongoing way of being in the world, a way of restoring balance. Thanks for dropping in.